of the Orange Town Plan and Zoning Commission to amend regulations concerning outdoor restaurant seating in the commercial C1 and commercial C2 districts and the minimum required distance to an existing residence.
Since this was done on our own initiative, and we had discussed this at length at our prior meeting before submitting the language that we're going to use, neither one of them had any objections and were in favor of the proposed regulation change. Obviously, if for some reason we make significant changes to the text this evening, then obviously I think we should, as a courtesy to them, hold off on our vote, but I do not anticipate that happening. The proposal we're doing is, when we drafted our outdoor dining regulations a few months ago, we had the language in there that read, and it's under 383.143.4I, and the original language was outdoor patron seating area must be separated from any residence by a minimum distance of 400 feet. Noise, music, or other sounds emanating from the outdoor dining area shall not be significantly audible off premises. And when we had an application come forward that we all kind of thought was a shoo-in for these regulations, we came to find out that it nowhere near came within that 400 feet. So we discussed ways of amending the regulations that would allow for this type of development to take place, but also protect the concerns of the residents. And what we came up with was the new or proposed regulation, enumerated the same way, and that would read, outdoor patron seating area must be separated from the nearest residence by a minimum of 150 feet. It should be noted that this is the residence, not the border. And then it goes on to say, additional buffer devices may be required. These designs shall consist of plantings and or walls to further shield adjacent properties from extraneous light and noise. Another, I think, important element to include in here is that even with our original language, we did have a provision that requires an annual review of the outdoor seating permits. And this would enable the Planning and Zoning Commission to, at any time, on an annual basis at least, either adjust or, in the worst case scenario, revoke somebody's permit for outdoor seating. Most likely it would just be maybe to put in some additional noise barriers and so on. But if we had an establishment that was problematic for one reason or another, we still have the right to protect the citizens of Orange by not reissuing that permit. I think we've done a good job. I think it's all set to go.
Is there a reason why we didn't include the second language from the original regulation? Noise, music, and other sounds emanating from the outdoor dining area shall not be significantly audible on premises. We didn't really.
We didn't, but we put in the property, these designs shall consist of, it goes on from extraneous light and noise. So we put in the language that covers that base. Again, Commissioners Kaplan and Mangione had no objections to it, nor to us voting on this matter this evening. So if we have no public input and the Commission seeks no additional information, I'd like to ask for a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
We have a motion.
I'll second it.
It's been seconded. Is there any further discussion? There being none, all those in favor of closing the public hearing, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Public hearing is closed at 8:11. As Ozzie pointed out, and Judy pointed out, we've discussed this. This was our own initiative. I think we've clearly made this so that it would apply to businesses that can take advantage of this, and at the same time, we've protected the citizens of Orange in case a problem does arise.
I think when we got our original application for outdoor dining, we realized that 400 feet was just not practical.
Right. Yeah, it was with good intent, but it was just not applicable.
So I think the 150 feet is reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, particularly since we do have the discretion to require, the applicant take other action to minimize noise, if necessary.
If necessary.
If the 150 feet, we think for whatever reason may be problematic.
Right. And I think that helps both people. It helps promote business by allowing our restaurants to have this outdoor dining, and then we also, as I said, protect the residents of the town. If nothing else, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to amend the regulations concerning outdoor restaurant seating in the C1 and C2 districts and the minimum required distance to an existing residence.
We have a motion.
I will second the motion.
It's been seconded. Is there any further discussion? There being none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion passes unanimously.